Yay! Here's the finished painting, so you can see the whole thing. This is how it turned out, and it came out pretty nice. The colors is a little bit off, but yeah. So I hope you enjoyed the full tutorial. If you like it, give it a thumbs up. If you don't like it, give it a thumbs up. If you want to support my channel, you can do that by going to Patreon or buy me a coffee. You'll find a link in the description. And even more important, give a thumbs up, leave a comment, and tell me what you think and what you would like to see or have me make or whatever. So with this, I hope to see you in my next video. And voila! I'm gonna paint this onion on. This is the first one in over a year I'm painting an onion. So it's gonna be fun. I'm gonna paint it on this canvas, and it is 25.25 centimeters. It is gesso over linen canvas with a wash of actually a Van Dyke brown this time, not Rå Umber. But I think it's a nice tone to, yeah. I put that wash over with a mix with some turp to keep it dry, a very thin layer over gesso. Also I use 2 layers of gesso over already primed canvas because I like to control the canvas structure and get that out of the way because it's very disturbing. So with this, okay, I'll see you in my next. Okay, what I do is I'm gonna paint it on this. Just twist it a little bit so you can see it better. You see here. Yeah, I guess that is better. And what I do now, because this onion is quite big, so it's gonna be approximately like that, and I will just measure the size, and it is basically like this with this thing. So and it is basically down. Okay, if I put in, I need to get the composition right. So we'll just put in a little point, and it's there, and it's here, because this thing coming up like this, and coming down a little bit higher here, I guess. So I place it here, and then I go up to here. Now, this is because, and I'm gonna try to keep this only to a lesson. Now there is there we have this thing coming, which goes down like this, but then the onion is basically like this, and I just cross over here because do like this. This it's very orange, so, or reddish here, so, but it's a lot of stuff happening in it. There's also a shadow in the background, there's a shadow crossing over there, there's a shadow here. This could have been, I could have made it smaller to kind of get more of the thing in there. That would basically make it a little bit more whole. Maybe I should do that, that I should actually make the onion smaller. That's a good question. Now, there's 2 things. If I do it like this, it will work very nice with a frame. If I do it like this, it will work actually without a frame. But with a frame, it would look actually small. So I just basically have, so I'm gonna make it the right size. I'm gonna make it the size that it really is, because I know I'm gonna have a frame around it anyway. So, and that is, I do like to frame my paintings and just go over it with a, start here with the light areas. The brightest light here is basically around here somewhere, and there's also light up there, and you have this thing, boom, like coming in here, go down and up like this, and then I want to also measure the width, and the width is basically, yeah, it is the same. So I'm on the right track. Why do I keep painting these onions? You might ask. Oh, another onion. Oh, another onion. Well, because every onion is different. Every onion has its own character. And they are full of character. It's like bricks. Every brick is not the same. And I keep on saying this over and over. There's a shine coming down. The line is about here. Like this. Now, and I just love it because it is so. Every single onion is different. So that is why I keep, and it's a very good training if you want to learn how to paint. I mean, still lifes is basically a key to learning how to paint. It's if you can look through all of history, artists have been painting still lifes through all history, and they are decorative, they are patient, the models doesn't go away, and yeah. And when people ask me if I can teach them how to paint, it's the first thing I tell them. Start painting still lifes. You have to start kind of doing the basic work, and it comes down to just being in love with the process of just basically getting better. And people who doesn't, there are people who doesn't appreciate that. And then I just tell them, yeah, well, I can't help you then. If you don't want to do the basic work and study and and if you can't feel the pleasure of painting an object or the brushwork for its own sake, I don't think you have it in you. To be honest, I don't think you should be a painter if you are going to base your artistic process on idea. Oh, I don't like to paint that. I don't like it. I want to have an idea. If you want to be a philosopher, write a book, okay? You don't. Of course, you can do political work and you can make political paintings, and I have made some of mine. I even painted Muhammad after the Charlie Hebdo massacre, because I want to point out that actually scripture is the problem, and I have done other things, and I will do a lot of political paintings in the future. But the point is that it isn't my driving force. My driving force is not my opinions. I do have a lot of opinions, and I lose friends and I lose followers because of my opinions, and I accept that as a side effect of having opinions. It also seemed like I always seem to choose the wrong opinion compared to what is consensus. But that is basically how I am as a person. I like to follow facts and stuff, and not other people's opinion. And if I'm wrong, I just change my opinion. It's not I don't invest my identity in my opinion in any way. Anyway, and that's why I say, you know, if you want to learn how to paint, learn to love this, doing this. If you enjoy that, if you enjoy putting in this light, trying to get the shape right, then you can become a painter. If you need a lot of validation through your subject matter, and you are very occupied with being an artist instead of a best you can painter, you're never going to become a painter. You're going to become a modernist. A modernist, if it's about philosophy and idea, you don't really need skill. You can just say your opinions. And that is what modernism basically is mostly about. It's about concept, as they say. Conceptual art. So, okay. With that out of the way, maybe I should focus on painting. I will, as you see, I always take these, I like to take these, I start out with very thick colors here, and I try to follow directions. I'm going to try to make this into a very nice sketch, and focus and concentrate a little bit, and try to make this into a lesson which can be watched without listening to me babble about everything else. As you can see now, I'm using this. It's a very soft pencil. I haven't used them much before. I got them to one of my birthdays, and they just hung on my wall because I like to look at them. You know, I like to look at them. So I didn't really use them, but now I have tried them out, and I actually like them pretty well. I just need some medium. Yes. My medium is 70% terp, and this Kremer linsered oil varnish from Kremer. It is some kind of, it is linseed oil with some other kind of drying stuff in it, but it dries very fast. People have asked me how fast they can put on the Retouching varnis after a layer, and that very much depends on how thick you're painting. So it's very hard to say actually how long that will take. So yeah. So just kind of, I will say a couple of days, or 2 or 3, 4 days maybe, if the layers aren't too thick. You know, if you put in a lot of color here, it will take a while. What you also can do, which if I don't have much time and I need to make it dry quite fast, I just have an oven and I hang it over an oven so that it can actually get some heat. And if you have heat, things dry faster, much faster. So, but then again, it's just superficially dry, so you have to be a little bit careful. So you don't totally screw it up, you know. Let me see, I'm just going to go in the background and do some, put in the shadow. How high I want that shadow in the background anyway. And it comes kind of down. No, it's over here actually. And it comes in like this. It comes down into it like this. So this is a shadow. And there's also a shadow then coming in like this. And there's a line behind here that comes in like this. And whoopsie daisy! That is basically, okay, I'm done. No, I'm not done. Never! I'm never done. So, sorry about that. Just stopped. Wasn't any more battery, of course. I should need a new camera soon, actually. It would be nice to have a better camera. This, maybe hook up a microphone to my speech. Maybe that would be a little bit too high, actually. I don't know. Don't wanna. Yeah. You don't need to hear my breathing. Anyway, so this goes all the way up there, and then it comes in. Let's see now. Maybe I take this one. This one like this, and go in here. Actually, there's a light coming in there. It goes actually quite high. And then there's a line behind the hair, as I told you. But that is a little bit lower. It's not going to show much anyway. It's just going to be kind of an indication that is something there. I think that is the nice way to go. And yip yip yip. These, and it's actually more yellowish, but it has to be kept down because so it doesn't compete with the light in the onion, because I want this to be a very Rembrandtsk painting. As you can see, I do like to add a lot of light and stuff, so yeah. So behind here, yeah, maybe it is higher actually. Yeah, it is all the way up here. That's where the line goes, because it's kind of in between. This comes lower up, but I can actually see behind there. So it will be approximately like this. Approximately there, and there's also a shadow from that onion. And that is the nice thing, you know, because I'm painting a single object, but there are really more objects than one in this, because you have the shadows, you have the lines back, you have the shadow on the wall, and so it creates this, it's not really just an onion, you have all the other things too, you know, and it kind of creates all together. There's a line behind here that comes down like this, you know, and all in all that creates a more whole composition. And some Kraplak and some Van Dyke in this, a lot actually. but I have to kind of up it with some white. There's the shadow, and it comes in like this. I like these hues actually, I do really enjoy that. So there's also more red behind there, but it's very toned down, so I shouldn't take it too far up. Okay, so just do like this, and this one down here. So, okay. This. Give it some textures behind there. Also, the nice thing is there's very nice. It shines, you know. It has it there too. You know, I add in the shine in the glass. I really like to use these glass things, the glass effect. It's also another object in a way that adds in even more kind of dynamic, becomes even more dynamic. And yeah, like here, you can see the onion. So there's a little bit of difference. In here is more reddish because of the reddish in the onion. Reddish. There's a lot of ishes, but I guess that is how it has to be. So, and also the shadow behind there. And the shape of the onion is not perfect right now, but it's gonna become better as I build more. Yeah. Actually, I'm quite hungry now. I fast every day, at least for like 16 hours, so I put my body into repair mode. Really works for me. So keeps my brain quite focused. And but now I can feel some hunger, and that means I should have some food, and then I will continue the sketch after that. Here's two. I need to get this deeper. Like this. This also has to be deeper. Compete. Actually, that shadow was longer out there. I see now. Or is it the place I stand? No. No, it goes actually all the way out. Maybe it would be better if it was actually there where I put it. I just paint what I see, and it goes basically all the way out here. Then I use my Alsavin, my blue, black and blue to just push it down and get that. So it goes kind of up like this. The shadow is drawn by some wood I have there. You can do that, you can work with shadows and create dynamic composition. You need some weight on the other side, you just move in a shadow and it kind of takes care of it. So that's quite smart. And yeah, there's also this and the line behind there. Okay, do some more on the onion. Okay, it comes out like this. And this is always difficult, you know, when you're gonna kind of round it. That's one of the difficult things, and many times I just need to do like this, and you keep on being tricked by your own eyes, and it can be quite frustrating because you think you've gotten it right, and then boom, you see, oh shit, you know, it doesn't look round anymore, and stuff like that. So it can be really, really frustrating actually. So yeah. See now, there's something here. Shouldn't be trusting yourself too much. You have to try to make it into what it is. It is an object, and you have to objectify it so that you don't start to do huge mistakes. Nothing is worse than huge mistakes. Then you have to paint everything again and correct, and that is kind of not necessarily the worst thing when it comes to an onion. But if you are painting a portrait or something like that, it's just can't be. It can actually be quite devastating. It was too high, down. And I always fight with the yellows because I tend to paint every color kind of stronger or more brighter than it actually is. So I many times come in this conflict where I feel my paintings have too much color, that I aren't able to tone them down. And that can also be a little bit of a frustrating experience because people like it, so I don't know, it's maybe just me seeing more than others, being more critical. So sorry, but you just need to try to do the best you can. Yes. Okay. See how long that was. 13. Okay, just have some food and I'll be. Okie dokie dokie. Yes. Just continue adding in more light in this. I had to eat and do some other things, and now I'm back to build more texture and stuff. So just have to build. Now I'm just going to build what is probably going to be the more high areas. So I just add in some sculptural painting brushwork, so it can dry, and then I can just build on that. Also here, just do like this and like this. Okay. See, too many pencils, too many options. And that's a problem. It's actually quite annoying to have too many things in front of you. Limit the options. Be very smart. So. Actually today my eyesight is pretty good. Many times I need glasses, but today it's quite nice. That's what I'm going to do. See now, just going to round it a little bit. Maybe I should use, there's no point in holding all these pencils. Yeah, I think I'm going to use this one to lay down some groundwork for the next layers. There's so much happening in this onion, so many things in the skrell, as we call it in Norway. The peel, is it peel? Peel and onion, isn't that what it's called? The onion peel. Yeah, so much happening in it. It's very interesting. It's funny how things actually grow in nature. Grows from the laws of nature. But anyway, I wasn't supposed to talk about anything else but painting, which is really hard. So now, here we go. This. Yeah, I went silent again, as you can see. That's what happens when I start concentrating. It's almost like this onion has twisted a little bit. That can actually happen because it's been in my fridge for a very long time. So actually I feel that I basically probably reacted to the heat and swollen a little honest. So it's been I was actually wondering about starting painting this onion quite a long time ago, so it just was sitting around in my fridge, and now I take it out in the cold, not in the warmth. Probably reacts to it. Maybe it even starts growing if I'm not careful. Hopefully I will be able to finish it before it starts changing too much. So and this one. One time I was painting an onion, I was struggling so much with it that it actually started to grow, and in the end I painted in the growth, and then I painted in the end the leaves, or the onions started to grow, and then in the end I managed to paint for so long that it just died and dried up. It was actually one of my PATRON giveaways. Yeah, that was weird. Yeah, I think actually something is happening with this onion. Something. Anyway, just modify it as it goes along. Let's see. It is this with directions again. You have to kind of, as I said, round it. Try to round it as good as I can. And yeah. Here. I think it'll be fair. Something like this. Yeah. It's going to go even higher actually. Maybe I should have painted it like this. But it doesn't matter. This is weird. It's almost like, there, that's more like it. Okay. Do it like this, and then like this. Now it's actually getting more difficult here. So, yes. think I need to get my glasses actually to see better. A little bit of coffee. So, yeah, is that better? Well, that's the problem about being basically long-sided. Everything is clear over there, and well, yeah. Do I need it? No, I don't really need it. Actually, I did have 2 pairs of glasses here. Let me see. So, and giddy up. Well, I guess you just see what I'm doing. I think I'm just gonna keep. I'm going into such a deep thinking now that it's hard for me to actually talk about anything. So, and this one goes down here. Just to get some more shadow in there. So there's a deep thing, or that peel is going up there. It's going behind. How the hell is this actually? Becomes more difficult than I reckoned actually. It seems so easy. But that is maybe because I thought it would be easy. And then when it's not so easy, I start to kind of stress in it. And that's not good. See, I just need to get things into place. And this thing goes all the way down. Cuts in. You know, as I go along, I start to, you know, some people will actually do like this. Oh, I'm gonna follow that. No, it's not how it works actually. Maybe you can do some of this that way, but if you do that, it's going to be very flat. So I feel like, okay, some of it is going down like this. Of course, you have these stripes that goes down like this, but you won't actually, you see now, the light disappeared. So to get that light, or that brightness, I need to create more textures here, and then in the end I can try to add in some more details in it when I have gotten it right. It's been in darkness also all this time, so I mean, what can happen now? Now finally get some light instead of start growing like crazy, and would be a problem. Come here tomorrow when it has grown like mad. Maybe I should put it back in the fridge for tomorrow so it doesn't explode. Well, it's taking shape now. Here I can start doing that, you know. But then I also have to do like this to get that texture. This, that, like this and like that. This, and I need that light comes all the way down there, basically comes in down here, like this, and some light comes in here, and here, I guess. You see, it's just a reflection there. There's so much happening actually in this. So. Yeah. So then that bit here. It's probably grown a little bit. Let's see, so no, it's the same actually. This line over here comes in there. This comes up behind there. Talking to myself now, thinking out loud, I say. Artist thinking out loud. Like this. You see what's behind there. And some medium. This, like that, like this and like that. Like this and like that, yes. Mm-hmm. So that is just a gazelle or whatever you call it. So just do some more work and then I just have to dry. So okay, voila, there we are. So another day, another time to paint, and I'll continue with my onion, which has dried a little bit, not too much there because it was too, it dried for a day-ish and two, so it hasn't kind of dried in any of the surfaces, you know, but it's good enough that I can start to add in some more detail, and then I just have to dry again. So basically this is a sketching basic part 2 in some way, because I still keep on building the gazelle or whatever you call it. So I have a little bit more against me. So yeah, I put on very thick layers of paint last time, so it basically took a little bit longer to dry. I also had it over an oven to increase that drying process, but it don't seem to not have been enough actually for it to take off in the drying. So I just need to increase the heat a little bit. I don't know how the long-term effect of that will be, but I guess that's for future generations to figure out. So just try to build a little bit thicker here again. This is the main light area, so I'll try to get this very bright, and yeah. Okay. This is why also I can't do it. I could have actually had some glaze around here, but I figured out that it wasn't really necessary on this level. I will just probably glaze one time, maybe two in this. Also I can use, I can actually start basically paint very thin here. I don't need to add more textures, so I can actually go into the more watercolory paint there, and then I just build more textures all around here. So, yay! Busy now. Bits. I can also start to do more detail work. Add some more, because I don't really need more texture. I think it's high enough. It's better that I actually keep it down a little bit, I think, because then I can control it better. My eyesight is a little bit crappy today. You know, my girlfriend actually asked me if I enjoyed painting under pressure, and it depends. It's very nice to work under pressure because you can actually see that you're able to create under pressure, and if you can create under pressure, it becomes easier to create. I don't even know if that is right, because I tend to get more done under pressure. But of course, quality, if you get too much pressure, quality will suffer. That is why you want to avoid pressure. You want to avoid coming in the situation where you are out of time and stuff like that, because you don't want it to make your paintings worse. You don't want it to affect it negatively. So, I don't know. Hard to know. The ideal thing is to have a very good schedule for your artwork. So, there's that shadow. I think I kind of, maybe I should turn it a little bit more. I'm not sure. One thing is for sure, I took it a little bit more out, so I can see that. Oh, I took it a little bit closer to me, and that actually works because that line behind her comes up here, and that gives me more to work with in the shadows there, because this is gonna be a real challenge, the dark parts, because the darkness behind and in front actually are very close to one another, so that's going to be a challenge. But if I have the line behind there a little bit higher, it seemed to give me a little bit more light in the back, like up here, so it's easier for me to actually explain the shape like this, or maybe not, because this is like this, that can't be, something's wrong here. I see it now. This is supposed to be longer out here. So that's the problem. So it will be up like this, because if not, the onion will just look like shit. So I need to get this away. This has to be higher. this. And this one comes longer out here, lower down, also in here. Yeah, now it starts to make more sense. I did some drawing errors from the start. And now it starts to, yeah, now it actually starts to fall into place better. Also, I think that had to be higher. It's not easy, believe me. Now, you know what I'm going to do? Move the onion more to where it was. Yeah, it's better. And not change what's behind there. Then something else changes and you have it, you know, everything just... It's like that anyway. This is when the onion can actually start growing and I start to do more mistakes and suddenly things starts to fall apart and I start to use way more time on it than I actually going to. So I should be a little bit careful now so I don't fall into that trap. Like this, like this. Yeah, now it's actually a little bit better, I think. This one comes out like this. Here. Still, this comes longer down. Oh, God. There. There. And this one comes out like this. Behind there, and down like this, and actually like this. Like this, yes. Yes. So now it starts to kind of fall into place a little bit more. It's very dark there. And it's more reddish down here because it kind of gets some light from somewhere. So now it actually starts to fall into place. I start to kind of panic there for a second. So not fun when you kind of hit that wall and you don't know really where to go. So this is going to be down here, like this. Yeah, now it starts to make more sense. And yeah. Some other neons. Okay. And some more shadows here to get more darkness. When you get more darkness, you of course get more light. Yeah, and now I can actually think it's more correct now. Background here explains the peel coming out, and this follows the peel like this. I always had problems with when apples and onions and stuff, how they kind of, okay, I'm out of time, so I'm taking the time now. Anyway, let's see. So, been working for a little while here now, and things are getting better. What I'm doing now is basically a cleanup of all the different things. So, yeah. You see. Try to get some more contrast underneath here. I can see that I did actually make a little bit too much textures underneath here, so it right now I'm getting into a little bit of trouble there, because the shine actually hits the it's almost like you can't really get it deep enough, but I guess that will also be fixed with me doing the next layers. The second layer like this is usually more like a cleanup. I have to clean up the different layers so that I can. I'm very loose actually, this canvas also. It's getting colder in here, so when it's getting colder, the canvases tend to become looser, which can actually be quite annoying. Yeah, and here, just get the light in. We still have this one. Just try to tone down that shadow there. I have several more things I'm gonna work on tonight, so I soon have to move on. But that's good. So there, I need to get that in here, and there's so many things happening at once, you know. It's not easy Easy peasy. So it's actually going to be way more blue in this, and just now you can see I put some more blue into it and kind of fell into place much better. And so okay. Just falling out there, I'm forgetting to talk and just paints, maybe that's a good thing for you. But yeah, it's basically a cleanup set. That is what it is. Now, yes. Okay. So it's very orange, and that might become a problem later. It has this extreme, very extreme colors. That shadow there. Actually, you can see through there. So I'll do make a hole so you can see through to the other side. There's also one here. Maybe higher up. Yeah. Just turn this, then enhance it again. This one cuts in here and goes right down. Try to get that relief. You know, I want to have that crispy feeling in the end. That's what I want. See what happens with that. See. It is basically blue and orange and red, more blue, so the whole thing is quite predictable, really. Just trying to tone it down. That is why when you're gonna do things like this, there is no way you can do it in one go. There is no way you can give anything any substance if you only put in one layer. You can make it look like an onion, you can make it look nice and stuff, but it will never have true substance. And without true substance, I really don't understand the point at all, to be honest. It's too easy. Too many people doing it. Here too. The deeper I go, the more the colors of the shape will manifest. So here I try to just flatten out everything because it's going to be in the shadow, so that I create that sculptural dimension. It's funny because you think if this was a piece of marble or something, I would go the other way, you know, I will chop inwards to create the depth. So here I have to go the other way. I build up and keeps things down. In a way it would be kind of the same with sculpture also, because I would actually create a physical room with actually removing stone so that the highest textures was left. So in a way it would actually be basically the same trick. So there's more yellow there. Okay, it's actually starting to take shape a little bit. I'm concentrating so much, I'm just forgetting that you're there. So I think maybe I'm gonna leave it at this now for today. Maybe just do a little bit in the shine here. And so that scratching inside my ear. Now in the mirror, also in the glass, I have just to keep it down. Just keep things down. Because it is always a different hue than in the main object. So just, you see now it kind of starts to shine a little bit more. Also, this light is actually coming basically up here, and maybe I should have thought about that before I started. Maybe I should have made this onion a little bit smaller on that format. It seems like if I'm gonna paint an object and get everything in, I need basically a canvas that is 30.30 centimeters, maybe be better. So, to get everything in, or I can make of course the object smaller than reality. So, later I will also cross over like this, kind of create more. There is a shadow there, but it's not that kind of pronounced. It is kept quite down. So, yes. Yeah, I think about it. Keep it down. See now, it kind of starts to pop out better. Get these two, this just kind of come together. So. What? Yeah. I need a little bit of rest now because I see I'm basically using my eyes so much that I'm getting tired. Yes, I am. So. Directions. So, I think that should do it for now. Yeah. For today. And tomorrow I can actually start adding more detail. And very opaque. Still quite sketchy, but in time it will be good. Okay, here we are, another day, another painting session. I'm going to do the retouche varnis and some glazing. It has almost dried. See, it dissolves a little bit, but it doesn't matter. Now I'm going to go into more detail today and just buff it up. It'll take a few hours probably, as it usually does. But that's fine. That's fine too, as you know. Yes, that is fine too. So, here, there, everywhere. So, I just let it dry a little bit, put on a glaze, and then start lifting out all this feisty small details. Yes. Okay. So, a little bit of glaze. As usual, it is still French ultramarine und Krablack, ja, Yeah, kaplak. And I will then just, this is very hard actually, I need a softer pencil. See if I have one here. Yeah. So, softer, and then I just stroke this over. I need some more reddish. Do it like this. Now you see, now the glaze here just falls into all the cracks, and yeah. Kind of adds, it's way too red. Should I use my glasses, I see? Shit. No, it doesn't matter. I'll just remove some of the red and add some blue here. So deeper here in the shadow. Like this. And cross over so you get a little bit of this rounding, and yeah, let's see, hopefully I can get in a good amount of nice neons today, and yeah. Okay, I'll just let it kind of suck it up a little bit. Also, I'm gonna take my painting knife or spoon or whatever you call it where you live, and clean it a little bit myself and take some of it away. This, and you see how it is. That's dried pretty well actually, so now I can just start picking up all the small details, and yeah, that's exactly what I'm going to do. Just gonna let it suck it up a little bit, and then okay, here we are, ready, go, almost. Yeah, my glasses are dirty, but I can survive that too. Yeah. Let me see here, this one, this one, this one. See, it always changes a little bit. On this bastard. Maybe if I turn it a little bit more. Yeah, it's approximately. I will start there again. Maybe I should actually just take some paper and remove a little bit, like this. It's easier. You see, I just removed a little bit there, and it kind of popped out a little bit more. So I can actually go right in with some white and some yellow on top of. The good thing now is that the colors kind of starts to melt into one another, more like watercolorish. And I have to be a little bit careful with what I choose. I have to be a little bit more mindful now over what I see and what I do, because I'm getting closer to the finish line, and yeah, you don't want to do too much mistakes, this point, because now I'm going into basically creating more shape and details. So as you can see, I do the same thing still. I follow basically the same recipe, keep it very down there. To build a sculptural reality, you have to understand that you can't put on an equally amount of textures and stuff. So yeah. See? Some people will actually stop here. And there's, what a nice onion, they would have said. For me, nah, not so much. I want it to be an onion. I want it to feel like an onion. And I also want it to feel like a painting at the same time. So, just go over this first. Try to keep this more in the dark now, because so far it's strange to think of how many paintings I actually painted since I started. Think of how many hours that went into this. It's unbelievable. This is quite difficult. No more food for me today, because I need to paint fasted. That leaves my brain to become very hyper and very focused. Being ketosis, as it's called. You know, sometimes I just get tired of this eating, and shitting, and being human. But you know, it is what we have, so. Okay, I'm not gonna go down a rabbit hole of existentialism again. So, yeah. So, and this has this very, very bright spot with some more yellow in it right here. Almost a metallic shine to it. It's very beautiful. As this comes right out, and you have some of it here. And a few other places. So now I'm getting quite strategic, actually. And yeah. I'm starting to fall in love with this. Yeah, it's very white actually. So here we are. And my neighbors. So it must be 8 in the morning now soon. 7:30 in the morning, and I'm basically have to work now until 12 or something to get through all the paintings that I'm supposed to get through today. The problem is that I always do this procrastination thing, and well, maybe it's necessary because you need kind of a break between every layer. No, not layer, but every. That was a little bit overdone. But anyway, it's fun to exaggerate that. I have a good friend who is a very good painter called Leonardo da Vinci. Leandro. He's brilliant, extremely good, and he is very, very good at kind of playing with shapes. Almost ironizing them. It's really fun. So yeah. See now how it just pops out. So that is when I have to be very, very careful, because you can actually use all these tricks to not necessarily having to put on so much paint to explain stuff. You don't have to paint everything, you just have to kind of make the right choices so it feels like it's actually how it is supposed to be. And that's what I'm doing now. I'm trying to make well thought through choices so I can actually get closer to what I want without having to cover the whole canvas with color. Now it's also melting. It's basically melting, I feel, because of the glazing. Then is now, you see, I have this, I get this very nice watercolory, almost aquarelle or watercolor, yeah, aquarelle, watercolor type of feel to it. And that is basically what glazing very often is about, that you can actually get these beautiful nuances without putting on more enormous amount of paint. That is why now we can see the result, because in the beginning I just pour in textures, and now I can actually use these to underneath there, and can just use them to reach the onion texture, or the onion feel, onion peel feel, onion peel feel. I think I need to drink a lot of water, I'm dehydrated. So, because I'm feeling hungry, and of course I'm burning a lot of calories when I do this work, because I'm using my brain like crazy, and I just need to switch it over in ketosis, as I said, and have it burn fat or ketones instead of sugar or carbs. And then I get really hyperactive. Yes, I do. Then I feel very good. There's something there. Thing coming out here. There's something there. There's lower onions. Like this. And there's this one. Like this. I think you get the drift where I'm going with this. See now how fluid it is? It's kind of red. Then I can put in some more. The good thing now is, as I say, the blue is now, the glaze is now kind of just it's absorbed in here. This. So, yay. Of course, I'm gonna go down here too. This needs to be reflected. So just kind of wash it. This. And then now it becomes this glass type of, almost glassy. 2. No. Good thing now I put on the greenish color that I like so much. And the red is now kind of helping me along here. So I just do it like this. I'm gonna get some more of this. Like this, yes. Kind of greenish almost, because there's a shadow. And then I need more blue, because it is darker. And it's not red actually, it's more in the yellow green type of spectrum. So yeah, there was some lump there that didn't have any address. That's of course can happen when you just put on a lot of paint. So this is just a basis, you know. Just trying to get in. It's very low here. It's not and also, which I had problems with, as you can see, is to get this shadow underneath here dark enough. That's also a problem very often. Like this. Neat. And like this. So it kind of feels like it's actually on something. Yes. Yes. See how it now starts to pop out? It's not, it looks more easy than it actually is. Because it's me that are doing it. But so it's so funny because sometimes I think I don't need to kind of paint or film every painting that I do, because it's gonna be so much data and so many paintings in the end. But then if I don't do it, I feel like I kind of lost something. I feel like the time I use is lost forever in a way. And that is why I like to freeze the time by doing these things. So this one needs to go a little bit down actually. It's a little bit too high up now. A little bit more in here. Actually, yeah, that was more. A little bit more. Coherent, I think. Or was it? Or is it this one that is too far back. I don't know. Anyway, it's an onion. Okay, just continue working on it and see what happens. And voila! A few hours later, here we are, going deep into the last details. Now I just needed to basically dry, or superficially dry, until later tonight. And I will start doing the last toning and last details, because now it is basically so saturated with colors that I can't really get more into it. So what we need to do then is just throw in the towel and do another day. What I do next time is just sharpen it up, like getting that peel to feel more like peel, add in some more contrasts, and voila, it's finished. Yeah. So it's a nice process. Went pretty well actually. Most people would probably have stopped a long time ago, but it's not in me. I need to go through it. And out on the other side. That is just how I am. Now it's 10 o'clock in the morning. So it did actually take me a few hours, but that's good. That's not the problem. Okay, I'm going to give myself about an hour or two to finish this. I just need to kind of get it to shine. Is that a stupid thing to say? I need to get it to, in a way, a glow is more like it. And how do we make something glow without exaggerating too much, without losing all the dynamic traits in it? Well, I did put on some Retouching varnis. I won't bother with doing any glazing, because I will glaze like this, as you see now. That's the glow, know what I mean? And this will now, that is basically going right to the glazing, and I will kind of try to do that all over. So just micro glaze, I don't, I just do like this to get that glow. It comes actually up here, so I'm going to be very careful now. Also, to kind of try to actually took this small palette, and that's the good thing about having many different palettes, because you kind of, if you're going to do very detailed work, it's a different process than sketching, and it can be a good thing to have a very clean palette, clean and small for details, so you get better control. So that's what I'm doing now. Also want to round this more. It's so funny because I actually lack exactly 3 days, so 2 days I think. 2 days more would have been great. But I don't have that, so I will just do the best I can with the time I have. Okay. Just do some glazing here, get some details. See now, this is just glazing, okay? And it's a way to get, I don't always have to put on a lot of thick colors. Yeah. Maybe I should, I need to push it a little bit further back. See, yeah, there it is. That's more like it. Here too, I just need this beautiful light there. These small things are making such a big difference and just enhance certain part, and suddenly you get more 3D. This. So now I'm kind of adding this up on top. Do it like this. So. See how much more kind of shape, form I actually get. Okay, round that a little bit. Some people will probably kind of try to draw, you know, the lines in the peel. I may choose not to, because maybe I just kind of add in somewhere like there and kind of try to leave it. That's nice. See, now the texture underneath helps me dramatically. So to round it more, try to get that. So here. Like that. Now it became more round, as you can see. Yeah, it's better. It used to be rounder there, but now it's kind of... Oh, just leave it. Leave it be. I'll work up here a little bit to put this down more. Then I glaze again. I go over the white that I have here, as you can see now. And then I can actually just go in with some more color here. Just pick it up again. Yeah. I want very strong red in here to create some warmth there. And then I will do, see now, this one is kind of that's some peel hanging in the air, basically. Try to make this more, try to make it a little bit 3D thick brushwork there. Like that, thick. So. If I then work around it, that could work. Differentiate it, like this. Like, oh yeah. It is so golden, you know, in the, like here, it's just totally golden. That is something people like about my paintings. They like this golden thing that I do. Personally, I'm not always sure that it is good, or if it's too too much. And people tend to like things that are too much in the wrong way. And it's very hard to know if one is a part of that problem. So yeah, that's something I struggle with a little bit. Too much, too little. Too much, too little. Okay, I need to really make this count now. See, yeah, that's better. But I also need to have here. Now, I need the thinnest pencil. And some very thin. See that? It's a shadow. And this peel is doing like this. It's too strong. Dab it down. And it goes all the way down here. Follows the shape, goes in here like that, and it kind of goes all the way down like this. That's a very effective effect because it explains the whole shape of the onion. I'm going to shake up this a little bit. Shake this up, make it disappear because that is actually how it is. There's some spots here and some things. Goes in like this. Yeah, that starts to come alive, doesn't it? That is what I want with my onions. I want them to live. I don't want things to stay inside the canvas. I want things to come out and get us. And that is maybe also why I sometimes really don't know if it's good or bad, because I exaggerate everything. I exaggerate the colors and stuff. Actually, in this shadow here, which actually shouldn't be a line, it is better to use some reddish. I make some reddish thing, so it isn't shadow. I can even use orange cadmium, and if I add some cadmium in here now, it feels like feels like actually it feels more real, okay? But then I also take some French ultramarine, just to wash, thin, and add in here because, you know, get these complementary contrasts which also make it come alive. And then you need to, some places there has to be very weak and other places very strong, just like Leonardo da Vinci, the way he uses the lines to kind of enhance the things he wants to have enhanced, and using the other things to dampen down things you want to kind of hold down more. And when you understand this, painting becomes much better, a little bit easier, maybe even. See now how it just pops out. And yeah. So I will like that. And this. Yeah. A little bit of Van Dyke here. And in here. Yes. Okay. Hail Mary. You see now, like this, yes, there was some thing there, like this, and yeah, it usually comes up. Focusing now, so I'm just forgetting to talk. Well, it's not that bad. I want to, this one behind here, it goes kind of up a little bit, and then so that's quite annoying. Get this to go kind of, yeah, that's more like it. Ja. Is goed. Dat is goed. Okay, there's this little thing here. Yeah. weak actually. That shine there is extremely weak. So let's try to go in here with some glazing with the blue and see what happens. Just go in like this, put some glaze, and voila, better. So. Anyway, I think I'm going to put on some music and just work and just finish this off. I can hear a pin drop. It's, when I focus like this, I just go so deep. Deepy deep. It's really lovely. Then go over it with some thin color. Maybe that was a little bit too much. Yes, it was. Yeah, well. Use this one. It's quite dirty colors actually underneath there. And we have the onion here, the shine. So there is much of the same colors that is in the onion. It's just that it's a little bit more muffled. It's like, it's not that strong. So we can clean up the chaos. Like this. Crossover. I don't know, it's quite difficult. Now the shadow is going to prone that way. Maybe a little bit more. This, yeah, so it's thinner. A little bit more. And if I go underneath here now, some deeper color. Could work. Like this. This. Okay, so a little bit. Get that into the dark. this, like this, more bluish. Now put blue in here. It's a broken blue, of course, but it still is shadow color, because the shadows has color. It isn't black or something like that. It has color. Very important to understand. That line there is too hard, so that line has to be kind of muffled and crossover, and then we can enhance the shadow a little bit more, and things start to fall into place. You get my point. Yeah. Okay. Definitely getting better. So that was actually 29 minutes exactly. It became much better, I think. So I just give it a little bit more and then it's done. Okay, almost done. Just some make it a little bit rounder there. It's not much I'm talking about here now. It's like this. Also have some blue in this. Wash. Just kind of round it a little bit. Same thing here. Try to get some more light in right there. And it should be done. If I can get some tiny bit of white here, and voila, it is the right rounding, I think. Yes, and that should be basically enough. I think squint on it and it looks, well, the onion over there has changed a little bit since, you know, it's like when I take it out of the fridge and it kind of warms up and then it changes a little bit, so that's quite annoying. But despite that, it's I think it's okay. So very subtle. So squint looks okay. Even out a little bit. The neons are so subtle that it can actually drive me nuts sometimes because it takes so little to screw it up. And yeah, at this point it's like crazy how little it takes for the shape to come out of shape and many things to just, oh shit, what happened now? And boom, it's gone. And I say, no! Anyway, I'm gonna sign it there. Just with my initials, because it's a small painting. So I just do it like K A and we are now in 2024. Isn't that weird? When I moved to this studio, it was 2015, and now a few years later it's it's crazy. I never get used to that, you know, how fast time is actually flowing. It's weird. Yeah, I think it's okay. This is fine. Maybe on third. Just blink out. So creates a little bit of dynamic. I wasn't even sure I was going to manage to save this today, but I actually managed to do it, and kind of impresses me. So, okay. Voila. Voila. Is there something I don't like? There. That was cool. And this one. No, that was wrong. Like this. And deeper like this, and I do like this, and a little bit of this to keep it in there. Tiny bit of a shadow right underneath there. Yeah. This one tighter. Yeah. This one. Enough. Enough. It's difficult. It's really difficult to stop. And that's maybe why at least my paintings get sold, because people see intuitively how much work goes into them. And there's not little. squint, pull, signed, finished. Hoo hoo hoo. Okay. And voila, here it is, the finished painting. Hope you enjoyed the journey and learned something, and if you did, give a thumbs up, leave a comment, and if you want to support my channel you can do that by going to Patreon or buy me a coffee. So find link in the description, and I hope to see you there on the next video.